Hi students, good morning to all. I hope you all are safe at home. A very warm welcome to all of you for today's science class. All are fine? Are you okay? Let us start our science class. Ready? Okay. Do you remember what all we discussed in the last class? We discussed about our digestive system and we discussed what happened to the food in the parts like mouth, food pipe and stomach. The next part of our digestive system is, which is that small intestine. Then today we have to know what happened to the food in the small intestine. Okay? Are you ready? Let us know more about small intestine. The third part, that is after first buccal cavity, then food pipe, then food coming to stomach. From the stomach, the food is pushes to a long, narrow, coiled-like structure that is called small intestine. Small intestine. This small intestine is about 7.5 meter length. Have you had any wonder? 7.5 meter length having for the small intestine. It is arranged as a coil. That is why we can keep that whole coil 7.5 meter long tube inside our stomach. And this small intestine receives secretion from pancreas and also it receives secretion from liver. Not only that secretion, it also has its own secretion. Its wall also, this coiled tubular structure also producing some secretion of its own for the digestion of food materials, complex food materials. Let us start. First know about that is liver. Did you see the liver of chicken? A reddish brown color gland. It is a reddish brown color gland situated at the upper part of the abdomen on right side. It is located at the upper part of the abdomen on right side. It is the largest gland in our body. It also secretes a juice that is called bile. This bile is secreting into the sac and stored in the sac that is known as gallbladder. Gallbladder. Students, the liver is the largest gland in our body, which is reddish brown in color, and it produces a secretion that is called bile, and it is stored in a sac-like structure known as gallbladder. The bile juice plays an important role in the digestion of fats. What is the main function of bile? Bile plays an important role in the breakdown of fat molecules inside the food. Okay. And next we can discuss about the pancreas. It is another gland we can see in below the stomach in cream color. As the shape of a leaf-like shape. Can you see this leaf-like shape? Just below the stomach. It is cream in color and it also produces some digestive juices, and that also mixes with these digestive juices act upon the food molecules like carbohydrate, protein and fats and help to convert these complex food into simple forms or simpler substances. The partially digested food from the small intestine, then it is reaches to the downward portion of the small intestine, that is partly digested food from the stomach, it again coming to the small intestine, Again from the small intestine, again it gets digested into its simple form due to the action of the juices like bile as well as the pancreatic juices. Then it coming to the downward portion of the small intestine or lower portion of the small intestine. There these food items mixes with the intestinal juices. The role. These small intestine, the wall of small intestines produces some secretion. That secretion helps to convert protein to its a simpler molecule like fatty acid, protein to, that is amino acid, protein to amino acid, fat to what is fatty acid and glycerol. Fatty acid and glycerol and also it convert, that is carbohydrate into glucose, protein to amino acid and fat to fatty acid and glycerol. When food reaches to the lower portion of the small intestine, all components of foods get digested completely. This is the last portion of digestion where in the help of intestinal juices, all carbohydrates converted into simple molecule to glucose, fat converted into its simple molecules like fatty acid and glycerol, protein converted into its simple molecules like amino acids. Okay, when the food reaches to the lower portion of the small intestine, the all components of food get digested. Digestion will be over. And the digested food materials then pass into the blood vessels which are present on the wall of small intestine. Then small intestine, while we looking the internal structure of the small intestine, we can see that small intestine having finger-like projections in the inner walls. We can see some finger-like projections in the inner walls of the small intestine. The outer wall is smooth, but the inner wall having projections like this, like our fingers. And these finger-like projections are known as villi. Singular we are calling villus. Why these walls are folding like having this finger-like projection? To increase the surface area for the absorption of food materials. To increase the surface area for the absorption of digested food, the finger-like projections helping. Because of these foldings, it can increase the surface area. If surface area increasing means what is the benefit? The absorption of digested food will take place easily. Okay. Now, more than this, the wall of this, that is a finger-like projections or villi, supplied with a large number of minute capillaries, narrow capillaries. These capillaries are absorbing the digested food. From there, it goes to, that is, different parts of the body through blood. In different organs, these digested material, it is absorbing along with the blood, and also this digestive material used to make or to build the complex items like protein, carbohydrate, vitamins, minerals, fats, etc. for the growth and development of our body. The glucose divided into carbon dioxide and water in the presence of oxygen, and energy is released. That energy we utilize it for doing different activities or different functions. Okay, students, the absorption of, that is the taking of the digested food into the blood, that process is known as absorption. In human body, the digestion is involves the digestion of food involves 5 steps. One is ingestion, that already we saw, that is the method of taking food into the body is called ingestion. Second one is digestion, that is all we know that is from buccal cavity, that is till it reaches to the small intestine, the digestion is over. Next, that is the process is absorption. Then now absorption also over. The next process is assimilation. Assimilation. Then what is assimilation? Assimilation means that is the use of these, with the help of these digested food materials, the cells inside in each organs producing the complex materials like protein, carbohydrate, vitamins, fats, etc. That is called assimilation. Okay, after the digestion, some food materials remain undigested, or that is, it is not a breakdown, unbroken. And such undigested materials, unwanted items are all goes to a large tubular-like structure. It is wider but shorter than small intestine. That is known as large intestine. That is known as large intestine. The next part of our digestive system is large intestine, where the wall of large intestine absorbs water and salts from the undigested food materials. After the absorption of water and some salts, the remaining waste passes into the rectum and there remains as a semi-solid feces. The fecal matter then removes out through the openings, that is the last end part of the digestive system, from time to time. This removal of the waste material through the anus, it is known as egestion. Okay, this is the rectum, and where it is, that is remains the waste materials as in the form of feces. Here is the rectum. Okay, here is the rectum. There remains the waste material as in the form of a feces, and when time having, the feces, the fecal matter passes out through the anus. That process is known as egestion. Children, sometimes you may also have experienced, that is the need of pass the watery stool frequently, isn't it? Due to some food poisoning or some other problems. And this condition is called diarrhea. It is a disease. If we are not treated the diarrhea, it may become severe, and because it causes the removal of excess amount of water from our body. So to compensate the water loss, we have to take more water. If any person having such condition, that means removal of stool as in the form of a watery motion, so we have to drink more and more water, boiled and cold water, adding a pinch of salt and sugar. And such water is known as ORS, oral rehydration solution, which is good for to treat the condition like diarrhea. Don't forget, if any one of you having such a condition, means you have to take ORS water, ORS solution. Okay, it is good for to prevent dehydration of your body. We discussed it. That is a 5 process. One is ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Okay, you have to care in your health, drink more water, and eat nutritious food to keep your health proper. Okay, now the lockdown period, all are staying at home most of the time, and you have to, that is eat nutritious food with all the nutrients like carbohydrate, protein, fats, vitamins and minerals. Along with that, you have to drink more water in order to stay healthy. Okay, now this is the time to wind up today's session. See you again in the next class. Thank you.